In the world of Lookism, there are characters who represent the ultimate good in humanity. Characters made to inspire, made to help. But underneath all of that, something sinister lies, where the carnal desires of man reign and corrupt the minds of mortals. In today's video, we go over 7 characters that I think embody the 7 deadly sins, starting with pride. By definition, pride means the overestimation of one's ability or achievements, and the person who comes to the mind is Jiho's grappler, Vin Jin. Coming from a gross era with him overpowering all those who opposed him in high-stakes combat in Qianliang, Vin Jin was the pinnacle of strength and power. After moving to Seoul, he grew overconfident of his abilities, and so did his fandom. Vin Jin's true fighting capabilities were always a mystery, but were held in high regard because of his outrageous claims, and when his time came to shine, he even rivaled Vasco in combat. And even in that whole confrontation, Vasco still showed his superior physical capability and intuition, facing a devastating loss. He was given time to be built up, joining Allied, who houses only the strongest of the strong. He did not deserve to be in such a crew, being brought down by his own rival with relative ease. While his abilities are not to be trifled with, his mentality and losses because of his anger speak for themselves. Speaking of anger, or should I say wrath, the person we have for this sin because of their unbridled rage is Logan Lee. Logan Lee, ever since the start of Lookism, has been angry at the world and Daniel Park for the longest time. Because of his rage, he's made Daniel Park's life a constant hell, and even after Daniel leaves his hometown, it's almost like fate that these two would meet again. Logan would cause more problems for Daniel, and it would remain unchanged until the start of the first affiliate arc, and where Daniel finally gets most of his deserved retribution against Logan, and this is where Logan's rage really begins to seethe, as he's filled with nothing but anger and spite towards Daniel Park, screaming and cursing his name as Daniel Park walks away from him. A wave of greed overcomes him, and as he yearns and begs for the power to take Daniel Park down, he lies still and motionless, waiting for that moment to come, regretting that he was not strong enough. Greed is defined as the excessive desire for something more than what is needed, which is the perfect way to describe possibly the greediest person on this list, Lookism's high-tie executive, Charles Choi. Charles Choi had an impressive past as the second in command of South Korea's most powerful gang, but at some point, something went wrong, and he ended up losing an arm and his stature, and ends up working as a janitor in a prison, where he meets someone who could be of great use to him, Gun Park. Later down the line, when he gets out of prison, he joins up with a more powerful group of people. He forms the 4 major crews. Using these organizations, he was able to climb to the top, being a massive influential figure, owning his own group. But he wants more. He wants to stay at the top. Through his greed, he's willing to discard any and all those who stand in his way, even killing a comrade of his. His insatiable hunger for power knows no bounds, and as it looks so far, he might be able to take what's finally his, and his hunger might finally be satisfied. Satisfaction can mean a lot of things, but for Gun Park, it can only be described as lustful. Gun Park being a candidate for lust may sound strange and a reach at some point, but understand that his mentality, due to him being the strongest, has been warped heavily. His morals, his feelings, and even what he finds attractive is and has been warped, being attracted to strength, Gun Park actively goes out of his way to seek strength to satisfy him, searching for what true strength is all over Korea, only ever experiencing it through a fight. And in context, this is what he said after the fierce fight, and I quote, "That was better than the night I've had with any women." Now, this character can only be described as pitiful. Jiho Park is our candidate for envy. Ever since the very start of the series, Jiho Park's not-so-subtle undertones for his jealousy would soon bloom to be a wilting flower when a lapse of his judgment caused him to push away the only person who truly cared for him. And being in juvie didn't help either, as it only fed his sick, deteriorating mind into a vile, sociopathic fiend, being ready to have others do his dirty work for him just to prove that he is not the same as he was before. He, sadly, never saw the light of day. Now this is someone who simply wakes up another day in pursuit of ultimate power. Samuel Seo, our candidate for Gluttony, since no one in Lookism is actually known for excessive eating aside from Daniel, I guess, I decided that the route I was gonna go down was ultimately much better. The power-hungry Samuel Seo, from a young age, was already aspiring to be in the top ranks as a fighter or a gang leader, having the ultimate delusion of being Gabrielle Kim's son. He used that in order to bulldoze his way to the top. But eventually, finding a mountain to climb, the power-hungry Samuel Seo did not stop or rest. He joined Big Deal as Big Deal's number 3 and took over when Sinu sold himself. With Big Deal no longer benefiting him, he joins the workers and quickly makes his way to being the 2nd and 4th affiliate's president. Samuel Seo still has a long way to go, but with his power-hungry goal and his will to pursue it, it'll be no wonder if he ever becomes king. For Sloth, we have someone who wants to be king, but not through sheer strength or perseverance, but through tactics, be it underhanded at times. And his intellect, never trusting the same person twice, and trusting those who give their lives to him completely. The lazy genius Eugene. Eugene is the type of person to never do any dirty work by himself. He'd much rather execute his plans with fail-safes and scapegoats to fall back on. His tactics earned him the title of being the workers' number 1 head, developing it to supersede the rest of the 4 major crews into a more of an enterprise. Someone who's closest to being to the top of Lookism, the lazy genius plots and plots away until every puzzle piece falls into place under his will. And that is it for the 7 deadly sins of Lookism. If you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. I had a lot of fun of recording this, and please be assured that more videos like this will be on its way. And with that, so yeah.